So I'm sure many of you probably goon to books or videos or pictures, those types of things, right? But me personally, music turns me on. That's what I like to goon to on certain occasions, on special occasions. So I have talked about previously how when I want to let one rip, I put on candles, I dim the lights, I make it a vibe, right? Well, I also play music as well. Now sometimes I'll combine the music and the perfect video or whatever I'm trying to goon to, but many times I'll just goon to like music. The type of music that turns me on is especially R&B, like 90s R&B, very kind of explicit sounds. They really hit the body right, really get into the soul, you know what I mean? That's why they call it soul music, because it you know what I'm saying? It kind of like just envelops my body. All right? It makes me like all warm inside, feels like lava in my blood. All right? Now that's why I call it lava mode. That's what lava mode is. It's when you enter like a certain. I trademarked that. So it's when you enter a certain sort of state of mind or state of body where music just kind of hits you right or whatever it is. Sometimes I enter it when I'm with a girl I like. You know, um, when I'm listening to music that's really good, like what I'm saying, like horny music. Uh, Sometimes when I watch like a romance movie or an anime or something, really gets me in the mood, lava mode. Now I've entered lava mode a couple of times. Music doesn't always enter me into lava mode, it's just more of gooning material, but I have entered lava mode while music was playing. That's the only way I can enter lava mode, is when music's playing. Anyways, I'm gonna make a video about lava mode if you're interested, but essentially music turns me on. Music really hits me in the soul. It hits me in the body. It makes me all warm inside. It makes me want to, stroke one out. And that's what I get into. So I really like the way music is. And, I have a whole playlist. I'm gonna read it off now. So we have a lot of R. Kelly in here. A lot of Marvin Gaye, Rick James, bunch of other R&B artists. You get the idea. Genuine, all that. Okay? Now this music makes me horny, man. And if you listen, just listen to like Pony, okay? You know that song. Just look it up. Just listen to it. It will get you in the mood. It strikes you in the soul, okay? It strikes you in the, down there in the groin, where you just kind of get turned on. You just kind of want to, you know what I mean? You just kind of want to get it, you want to let one rip, you want to let it out. You want to release that energy. And that's what happens to me. That's why I go into music. Now, I really love gooning to music, me personally. Um, it might not be the most normal thing to goon to because I know people like to goon to books and other stuff, but music's kind of my thing. That's what I goon to. I genuinely just love gooning, honestly. Without gooning, I think I would just be depressed all the time. It really helps me get the negative energy out, reach happiness, nirvana. And music kind of does that for me. I'm a very high high sexual energy kind of guy. So I like to goon to music. Other things I'll goon to is like books sometimes. Uh, mostly videos, but I like to combine the videos with the music. Kind of makes me like more in the mood. Other times I'll be talking to like if I'm kind of like really like someone and I'm playing some music while I'm talking to them. It low-key gets me in that mood too. I mean, I'm not gonna like, I'm not gonna do anything, but I might goon after, just like to the idea. And I love that. I love gooning to music. Music hits me in the soul. It envelops my body. There's got to be a scientific explanation for this, honestly. I mean, I want to know if other people goon to music. Like, I don't know if this is normal or not, but like, maybe I just have sensitive ears or something, like sensitive mind that just kind of like hears the like sounds and kind of like turns me on in a way. I'm not sure, but I love gooning to music. I mean, there's definitely a scientific explanation for like lava mode. Like that's got to just be like being horny, but it's a different kind of horniness. it's way more like dominating over your body. Like makes you way more like I'll just give you an example. Whenever I enter lava mode, I feel like okay, that's got to be what heroin feels like. I feel like what people describe heroin as. Like I feel all floaty inside, and I just want to like I'm all loose, you know. I just want to stroke it. Okay, that's what I want to do. That's all I want to do when I'm in lava mode. But also, it's just like very sensitive. You know, everything is really sensitive in the body and everything, and that's what kind of happens to me. Um, I think music though is kind of like the most important invention of humanity because it's such a interesting it's such an interesting thing how it just kind of like hits your ears, how you kind of like visualize everything that they're saying. You know, you can even like kind of visualize scenery when you have the right sounds. And that's what I like about music, and that's kind of why I think it turns me on in a way. I'm sure it turns other people on. I mean, that's why people listen to this kind of music. It turns you on, you know? It makes me really horny. I mean, I'm a little horn dog when I'm listening to fucking R. Kelly or some shit because you know, R. Kelly's a bad guy, all right? I get it. But, you know, his voice it hits me everywhere, man. Especially in the sensitive areas, it really hits me. So I love gooning the music. Um, Other artists I'd kind of goon to would be like Lana Del Rey or The Weeknd. Not like their songs, not really them per se, but that there are other examples, more modern examples. Prince, oh, I love Prince. Prince really kind of hits me right, you know. The way he like sings, it just kind of like it wraps around my face and like smothers me. It's almost like I'm getting like it's almost like I'm getting like just a giant like pillow of like warmth covering me with a blanket and I'm in a hot spring in Asia. That's what it kind of feels like. It feels like I'm in a hot spring in Asia while I'm getting like a happy ending. And that's what's great. That's what I love about it. You know, I'm on the grind. I'm on the gooning grind. I miss the glory days back when gooning was more of a fun activity for me. Nowadays it's more of like a thing I do to release when I'm stressed. You know, I don't goon every day. I goon, but when I do, I like to I like to make it more quality. So I'm more of a quality over quantity kind of gooner. Um, and music just really helps me kind of like get the quality right, quality control. Um, but yeah, I love gooning music. That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing to goon to. Like when you haven't gooned in a while and you turn on a good song and you just like let one loose, there ain't nothing like it, I'm telling you. There's nothing like that. I love it so much. That's my favorite activity. Anyways, bye.